I remember that out of the over 100 people there, I was one of the last people they called, and I remember thinking, hey, what's going on? What have I done? Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fisayo and I'm so happy that you are here. If you click this video, calm down. Don't run away. You're in the right place, especially if you plan to travel to Canada as an international student. And you're wondering, when I get to the airport, like they say, they used to ask difficult questions like, what am I supposed to say? Which past question am I supposed to read? Just calm down. This video will be like your past question. I mean, the only ones that I've come in here, but just calm down, you will understand why. Welcome to my channel, and I film about faith, lifestyle. Recently, a couple of travel videos, like traveling as an international student, because I am currently in Ontario, Canada as an international student. And as much as I am not a travel agent or an ambassador to a travel agent or a representative of a travel agent, I just feel like when somebody has experienced something you're about to experience, no matter how little, you might be able to benefit from their experience. Whether or not it's the exact same thing you go through, sometimes watching videos like this, because I watched a couple of videos like this before I traveled, watching videos like this, sometimes as much as they're entertaining, they could also be very enlightening. Some things you may have never thought about or you never even imagined it would be like. You just realize that, oh, I never even guessed like there's anything like this. I'm sure there might even be people that maybe they know that they might ask them questions at the airport, but they don't realize that it's something to kind of mentally prepare for. And without talking too much, because I don't do welcome. So I traveled in January 2024. I traveled on the 1st of January. 1st/2nd, I think we can say 2nd, but that is not even the important part of this video. One of the processes when you are traveling, that's the actual trip, not planning to travel or putting your documents together. One of the most important parts of getting to the airport, like leaving your country, let's use Nigeria as case in point because I'm Nigerian. But like leaving Nigeria, first of all, there's a lot of hassle, there's a lot of back and forth, especially for those of us that had to battle with 23 kg. Those of you that pack very well and your load is exactly on point, I'm happy for you. But some of us, because we're trying to carry everything carryable, all essential, but even though that was the first hassle, and then you finally get to your boarding gate, and then you finally enter the plane, and you're like, oh my god, thank you. Like, I can't imagine, like, I don't know how, I didn't understand how stressful it would be until I got here. And that's one of the reasons why you actually did not get a video from me, like the travel. First, the stress, but I kind of tried to. First, the stress, and then the few clips I even had, and I was like, okay, I'll put them together and just make it make sense. Guess what? Because that was where I was supposed to talk about this. Guess what? I lost those clips. So thank God, we even have the prep travel, like get ready with me, prep is prepping and getting ready to travel. But anyway, so that aside, so eventually getting into the plane and then traveling, and for coming from Nigeria to Canada, there is no direct flight, at least to the best of my knowledge. There's no direct flight. It's a long journey. There is no straight from Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, anywhere to Canada, like just one flight. So most times, depending on the airline you use, if you use Ethiopian Airlines, so you have a stopover in Addis, I believe, and then from there you now come to Canada, and then go now, like maybe if you're coming to Canada but you're not coming to Toronto, so you might probably get to Toronto Airport, and then from Toronto Airport you go to wherever it is. Let's say you're going to Manitoba, then you go to Manitoba with another flight. So it's a long journey, like a very long journey, and it's always nice to just be mentally ready for when you get here, like the country you're coming to. Canada is what we're talking about. It's just better to be ready. And once you get to the airport, the way it was for me, from landing in Toronto Airport, they already, because when you're coming, like I came in winter, so if you're coming in, like maybe you're coming to resume in May, so January, May, or September. Some people come in December to resume in January. So like these times like that students are coming, I don't know if it's every single time, but people have asked. Once you get to the airport as a student, like most times there's already an official like directing people if you're an international student, especially those of us coming for the first time. So people that are coming back, let's say you're an international student, you started your program and then you travel back home for something, you most likely will not go through this process because you've already done it before. But if you are coming for the very first time from the airport, like landing in Toronto, I didn't walk so long after coming out from the plane and coming into the airport. I didn't walk for long. I don't even remember walking up to, it wasn't up to 5 minutes. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I'm sure it wasn't up to 10 minutes. So after some time, saw some officials, if you're an international student, like they were very loud. They were like 3 or 4 of them. They were directing us on where to go, and we were a lot because I came in January. So people that came in December, they were a good number, I guess, but maybe not as much as those of us that waited till the actual time for us to resume before coming. Yeah, so they directed us, okay, you guys should stay here, and we're like, I kid you not, nothing less than 100 of us. We were a lot. I remember thinking, oh my god, and this is just one day, and this one day is most like more than 80% sure this is not all the international students that have traveled into this country just today. So just imagine the crowd, right? And then after directing us on where to go, we sat for some time, and then I'm guessing they were waiting for the plane to be emptied, and then after that they moved us from there in a single file. They did their best to organize us, I would say, because I was tired, but I don't remember being so frustrated because I was like, it's part of the process. So they directed us to another, it was not a room, more like space where the officials are seated, the immigration officials are seated. That's here in Canada. And then once we got to that place, I remember the next thing we did was like he'll ask you to bring out your, so when you are doing your biometrics from your home country, when you're doing biometrics to apply for your visa, I think either after your biometrics or after they give you your passport, in one of these phases, either your biometrics or your passport or your medicals, one of them, there's a paper they'll give you. Whoever attends to you will tell you that you are going to need this paper when you travel, or hold this paper. Like, don't just straight away, like in general, like in this your whole travel, please hold your documents tight. If you think you are not careful enough to keep them, if possible, scan them, photocopy the ones you need to photocopy. But I remember this document was from the beginning stage, and I just had a file that I was keeping everything, thank god for my dad. And then that paper, they would ask for that paper, and they would ask for your visa, obviously your passport, and what else again, I think these are the 2 major things. So that paper and your passport. So I think it's also written on the paper that you should bring this along when you're coming to Canada. Yes, I remember. You should bring it along when you're coming to Canada, and they will want the original copy. I'm not sure they will take photocopy, but they requested for original copy. And then there are these machine like things, they look like ATMs, but they are not ATMs, where you would go in a single file, you would input your details, your name, your surname, the same way your name is arranged on your passport. Don't frustrate your life. The same way your name is arranged on your passport, every time they ask you for these details, just arrange it the way it is on your documents. Don't allow yourself to be confusing yourself. And then we did that, and it will print out something for you. Once that is printed, they now led us to where to sit down, and we organized. So once you printed it for us, by then we had submitted our paper, and then we were seated for some time. I remember that out of the over 100 people there, I was one of the last people they called, and I remember thinking, hey, what's going on? What have I done? And like, it's not like I was panicking, but in my mind I was just like, You know when you first call like maybe the first 5 names, you're like, and my name is Kukunot, my surname is Kukunot, so no problem. But they've called 10 names, 20 names, 30 names, and I'm like, Me, I don't remember dropping my paper late too. I was one of the first people to submit my paper when he said we should submit our paper. And eventually, to the glory of God, they called my name. And so after that thing that prints a paper for you, and you sit down and they call your name. When they're calling your name, it's the official that you're going to meet. So the officials are seated, and that's the point where they ask questions. Sometimes they don't ask any question. You get to them. So what they are doing is giving you your study and work permits. Work permits if you have co-op or something. I don't think it's every single student they give work permits. I'm not sure. But study permits for sure as a student. So sometimes they don't ask anybody questions, but that place is for you to collect your permit and just them final checks, and then you go. They don't ask some people questions once again. I think another thing to notice is, like, if you're not a criminal, if you came the right path, if you came into Canada the right path, the first thing is to be calm. Like, try not to be panicky. That's also a very valid reason for this video, to encourage you to just be calm. Like, in the entire process, try your best to just be calm. You will be frustrated many times, and sometimes it's not your fault, sometimes it's not your doing, but it will help if you're already calm. I thank God I took that trait from my dad. This whole calmness in the middle of chaos, like, things might be looking as if everywhere is scattered everywhere. I'm just like, I mean, sometimes I'm concerned. It's not like I'll now be nonchalant. I'm concerned, but it's more like, okay, what can we do? What are we doing now? Not, hey, what's going on? Like, calm down. So breathe, okay? Breathe. Even if people before you is looking as if they're asking them difficult questions, try to calm down. And then I'm also saying this calm down because you should not come afraid. I noticed so now, thank God, that yes, I was frustrated then that why is my name one of the last names, but look, it's to your benefit, because now while I was sitting there waiting for them to call my name to give me my study permit, guess what? I heard the questions they asked a couple of people. So those questions they asked, as many as I can remember, I've like been trying to recollect. They're not plenty, but the few that they asked questions, because they didn't ask every single person, we're going to go over them, and you're going to use them to prepare for when you get to that place where you ask your own question. That's if they even ask a question. So the first thing I noticed is that for the officials, they are reading body language. Like, it's not just them reading body language, but even you, when you're speaking to people, you read body language. So just by observing, rather, I wanted to say assume, just by observing, I noticed that they read body language. They read your, like, what's your eyes, like, how are your eyes, are you looking them in the eyes? So I tend to have the ability to look people in the eye in class, during presentations, during conferences, meetings, whatsoever it is, professional or entertainment. Not entertainment, like, no, like, you know what I mean, like professional or like just leisure, like meetings for leisure, or like hangouts, things like I'm okay with looking people in the eye. Thank God for that. I know some people are not able to do that, but try to maybe practice before you get to the airport. Just small, and just try to look confident. That's one thing. Try to be confident. And then I noticed that when they realize that somebody's not confident or somebody's already panicking, like, imagine you're talking and then your voice is shaking, or you're like, maybe, like, they're already wondering that it's giving confusion, it's giving sauce, it's giving, and then basic information about yourself. You should know them, like, what are you coming to Canada to do? I'm already listening to questions that they're asking some people, what are you coming to Canada to do? You don't have to think about the fact that you're coming to Canada for school. No. So what are you coming to Canada for? I'm here to go to school. I'm here for my studies. I'm here for my master's. I'm here for my this. I'm here for my undergraduate degree. Do you get? And then another question is, what course are you coming to study? So there was this particular person that I noticed when they asked him what course he was coming to study, he got it wrong. And I'm wondering, did you actually apply to come to school, or did somebody else apply, do everything, and then you just showed up at the airport? Because I know agents do that, and I'm not against that. But even if an agent is going to help you, I think the responsibility is on you, because you're the one coming here to study. To know at the very least, know the name of the course, the actual name, the correct name of the course. If it is global project management, say global project management. If it is project management, say project management. And it may look like it's not a big deal, it's still project management, yes, but sometimes it just sends a signal to them like and then once they begin to doubt from the first or second question they ask you, that's what now leads to them asking, like, trying to ask more complicated questions or more complex questions. And you don't want that. You don't want that. I know there was this person before me that I've forgotten the first question they asked, because there were different officials, so I could not be listening to every single question, but the ones I could pick, I just picked. I didn't hear the first question, but I just remember they had asked him or her a question or some question, maybe 1 or 2 questions before this one, and because it was not giving what they wanted it to give, like it was not giving confidence, it was not giving this person a show, it was not giving like, I know what I'm here for, they now asked him who is the Prime Minister of Canada, and he didn't know. And then the officer there was already getting upset, like, how wouldn't you know this? Like, what was upsetting the person was not the fact that he did not know the Prime Minister, but all the questions, like personal questions you don't know. Okay, now let's even say you don't know your course or you don't know the particular program or whatever. Okay, now basic information about Canada. Like, if you're coming somewhere, I don't think you will know every single detail of current affairs, but basic stuff, just try. You might get there eventually and they won't ask you anything, but it's better you prepare and they don't ask you than you don't prepare and then they like catch you off guard, like you're caught off guard. You don't want that. So basic questions: what program are you coming to study? If you're not a student, like, what are you coming for? Be sure of yourself. If an agent has packaged you, still be sure of yourself. Like, go through your documents, be sure that your names are aligned and everything is in order to the very best of your abilities. And then where are you going to stay? Like, from the airport, now where are you going to be, like, where you're going to, if you're going to a friend's house, a family member's house, how long are you going to stay there? Who is the person to you? Who is picking you up from the airport? How are you leaving the airport? Where is your school located? So you mentioned where your school is located. How long are you going to stay in Canada? Mention the duration of your studies. Yeah. What did they ask me? What course are you studying? What course are you going to study? What school are you going to? I think that was it. And stamp the passport. They even stamp it. She gave me the passport. So they gave me the printed printed study permits, and that was it. So try to be confident. Try to be sure of your detail. And the way I'm putting try is because I don't know why you shouldn't know, but like, just let's be kind to each other, right? Try your best. While I was there, I didn't see them send anybody back home, but it's not impossible to be sent back, and you don't want to come all the way and then you're going back. And basic stuff about where you're going to. You should know the province you're going to. You should know where you are staying, even if it's not a permanent arrangement. If you're going to your friend's place, if you're going to stay at your friend's place, how long are you going to be staying there? Let it not be that they're asking and then you're saying you don't know. It's to be giving them vibes of, let this person not come and be a nuisance here. Let this person not come and be causing havoc and chaos. So do your best to know that. And then yes, another question I forgot to ask. Somebody else that looked confused, that seemed confused to the officers when they asked the course he was coming to study, and he said the name of the course, but I think he got it wrong. Then they now asked what his first degree was. And then they now asked why he decided, because I think his first degree was quite different from what he was coming to study. So from this you studied as your first degree, why did you decide to come here to do this course you are coming to do? Like, how do they relate? Or even if they don't relate, like, what inspired you or what pushed you to come and study this course? So another question I think was, what do you plan to do after you study this course? Like, that's where you can say, okay, you want to work, or maybe, like, when I say you want to work, like, you're going to be explaining that based off on knowledge you are gaining from this course, you plan to build a career in so and so. You plan to go to your home country and do this and do that. And like, you're the one that is inspired to do the course. You are going to be more passionate than the way I'm sounding, right? And yeah, just be ready. And I'm very sure that you'll be fine. Be confident, and if you're not a criminal, you're not a thief, you did not use broom to fly into the airport, calm down, okay? Calm down. So that's it for today's video, and I'm sure it will help somebody that is probably preparing to travel or will prepare to travel soon and has not realized that this is part of what he or she should prepare for or should plan for. And I'm happy that I could sit down and make this video for you. So thank you for watching the video. Please do well to like it, to subscribe, to share with your friends. If you don't plan to ever travel but you have friends, not even, and you have, I know you have friends, I know you have family members that might be traveling, or know somebody that will travel, please do well to share this video with them. And if there's any video in your mind, you're like, Fisaya, why have you not done a video about this? Like, I feel like you should do a video about this. Please confidently let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to look into it. Thank you, and have a lovely day, week, or month, or the rest of the month ahead. Bye.